All right, guys, how to turn outdoor production into a full-time career or side income in 6 months or less without any experience. First, I want to introduce myself. My name is Tom Petrie. I've been filming hunts and producing outdoor content for about 30 years now, which is kind of crazy to think, let alone say. But I've built multiple businesses around it, including a TV show called Become One on Sportsman Channel. Butch is one of our students, and he came into this with no knowledge and really struggled to get his content to have that professional look and feel. He was just really looking to improve on that skill set. So he went through the courses. He actually took all of our courses, and now his content is clean, it is professional, and it's even landed him a job editing a show for Sportsman Channel. So it's more of a side gig for him, but one that he obviously is passionate about. Chris, on the other hand, Chris is a student that came into this again with no knowledge at all, but he knew he wanted a career change, and he just didn't know where to start. So 4 months after first taking our very first course, he was able to quit his job and dive into outdoor production as a career. And in that first fall, he landed several cameraman jobs, and he actually worked with us at Become One on several projects as well. So got himself quite a bit of work in that first fall, just a few months after taking the class. The goal of this presentation is to show you how to turn your passion for outdoor production into an income stream. This is for beginners who either have never touched a camera at all, or they have minimal experience and are looking for a way to turn their interests and their passions into a side hustle, a way to make some money. It's also for those looking to turn their passion into a full-time job. And anybody in between there that just loves the outdoors, loves shooting video and photos, and loves making money while they're doing it. Looking at trends, TV show producers are having a hard time finding educated and talented field producers. The industry is continuing to grow, and the needs for these camera guys need to keep up with that demand. It's much easier for individuals to call themselves professionals and promote themselves as professionals, but due to the lack of proper training and actual education, they're not really performing at the level that they're putting themselves out there at. Out of these individuals, other than social media, it's very hard to get your name and your work in front of the people that are doing the hiring. So we've been able to solve this problem. We've created a process that turns anybody with a camera into a high quality field producer to fill these high demand positions. And while we're getting them, while getting the content in front of the people that cut the checks, that's our job, to find you individuals that have this interest, get you the education that you need, turn you into an actual professional, and get you into the people that are doing the hiring. So here's how it works. First, you need to understand the gear that you're going to be using. You need to know how to use that gear. You need to how to get out of those auto modes and unlock the full potential of the equipment you have. Second, you need to be able to shoot professional looking photos and video so that your work gets noticed by the big dogs. You want your work to stand out. Finally, you need to understand how to build the business around your new skill set, so that way you can start earning income. Once again, I'm Tom Petrie. Currently, I'm the owner of or co-owner of an umbrella company called the Outdoor Media Group. I'm a co-host alongside of my partner, Nick Ventura, on our show, Become One, and we do air on Sportsman Channel. I am the primary educator in our company, Film the Hunt. And as an educator, we've been able to help literally countless amounts of people achieve the same results over the years and turn their passion into outdoor production into an income stream, both in the part-time and full-time career realm. I've got listed here a few links to feel free to click on. You can follow us on Become One and Film the Hunt on YouTube. And I popped in our Instagram links for both Become One and Film the Hunt as well. So let's dive into several of these key points. Looking at gear first and foremost, Before getting into the good stuff, right? You need to know the ins and outs of every piece of gear that you own. Cameras, lenses, audio, camera support. And when I say you need to know, you need to truly know everything about that gear to unlock its fullest potential. Let's look at cameras first and foremost. It doesn't matter how expensive the camera is that you own. It's, do you know how to use it? I've seen so many people tell me that they're comfortable with their gear, they know how to use it, and then when it comes down to it, they still don't truly know how to manipulate the camera functions, and that makes a huge difference. One of the ones that I always put at the top is focus. Keep your footage looking crisp and clean. It's the one thing that we can't fix in post-production. There's nothing worse than a perfect opportunity that comes about and you're ready to shoot the photo or video of that image and that opportunity, and it's shot out of focus. It's the number one thing I see people mess up, and it's still the number one thing that we continue to teach because there's lots of new techniques out there to how to perfect this each and every time. And I continue to stress this as being the number one importance. So I threw a couple images in here for you to see. This is actually a frame grab from a piece of video. I've seen this thousands, literally thousands of times. People are, that big buck's coming in and the moment of truth is there, and all the leaves and branches in front of you are what's in focus, not the animal. Looking at exposure controls, shutter speed, iris, ISO, that magical triangle, I call it. This is one of those functions that if you truly learn how to manipulate them, you can run any video camera out there like a professional. Anyone, literally any camera that's put in front of you. White balance. White balance is the proper coloring of your images. One of the most common features or functions, we'll call it, that we see people that they're not paying attention to, and the footage and photos show. See the example below here. If you look at the warm tones in this frame grab, very orange and reds. You see the other side of it with a lot of blues and grays in an image. That's your white balance. That's the coloring in an image or video. See it messed up all the time. People really don't even know where to look. It's all about understanding what these functions do inside of every single one of these cameras. It's not about how much you're spending on the camera. Lenses. Lenses enhance the power of your camera, and you need to know what lens is right for the situation. I get the question all the time, what's the best lens for filming hunts? And there's no answer for that because there's a lot of different lenses out there that can achieve perfection in each situation, right? So that question really isn't one that I can answer, but understanding that and understanding how to look at lenses, what to look at lenses, is the battle there. So again, all about educating yourself on this equipment. Audio, let's talk about audio. Shotgun mics. These mics are important for capturing the ambient audio, the turkeys gobbling, the elk bugling, the crunching of the leaves. And without them, it's hard for your viewer to really feel like they're there with you. Wireless mics. These are used to capture the personal audio of your subject, right? Whether you'd be whispering, or showing excitement in some form or fashion, maybe breathing as that animal's coming in. I've heard heartbeats on these wireless mics before, but really learning how to use these, proper placement, proper setup of these mics is super important for that audio to be clean. Audio adds depth to your production. It allows your viewers to be engaged with you and immerse themselves in these experiences with you. Audio is a huge part of video. Do not overlook video. If you do, you're creating something very generic or typical, something that most people are putting out there, and it's just not getting recognized. Now we'll look at camera support briefly. Tree arms, a must for keeping video fluid and steady, especially in those moments that actually count. Tripods, from video to photos. It's a piece of equipment that you just simply cannot be without. Proper support of your camera in the right situation is what's going to keep your footage from being shaky, and it's going to keep it crisp. It's going to keep it stable. Unstable video is the most common theme in most of what you see on YouTube, and most will never get looked at. They'll never get paid attention to because they're shaky and they come across as YouTube videos as opposed to professional. Now we'll move down to shooting. Understanding there's a laundry list. I mean it, a laundry list. Looks like Santa's list at Christmas time, or the naughty and nice list, of composition rules. And these are just the beginning, of that list. But some of the most important, to be able to bring your creative ideas to life. A lot of people have an idea of what they want something to look like, but they don't know how to bring it to life. So you need to make your shots look appealing, and people will want to watch them if you do. So here's a couple of these rules to shooting and composition. Rule of thirds: how to compose a shot within your frame to draw your viewer's eye to particular points of interest. Whether a landscape shot, interview, video, or photo, this rule is one that can help you develop an eye for what's appealing to the viewer, while at the same time sending their eye to what you want them to see. So if we look at this image below, this grid system is the rule of third grid, and these points of interest, there's 4 of them here, they all play a role in where a viewer's eye will travel. So if you take this image below, there's a frame grab a video, your eye probably immediately goes here to Nick and myself standing here in this hayfield. We're glassing elk at the time. And after that, your eye probably drifts on up this mountain, down into the grasses and back over. Your eye utilizes these 3 key points of interest. Well, you see at the next image below, if we drop in a Vortex logo in the form of a photo here, it becomes an ad for Vortex. We've utilized this rule of third grid to shoot the image, number 1, but number 2, to place a logo to draw the viewer's eye to what we want them to see in an ad. Just a very, very, very beginning stages of how rule of thirds can help bring creative ideas to life. Framing and following a subject: how to properly frame up and follow moving subjects, especially while filming in the wild and while filming these hunts. It is so important to understand how to frame up a subject and how to follow it when it's moving. This also reiterates the need for camera support. If these 2 components that will help, these are 2 components that will help your footage incredibly when it comes to looking professional. If you look at this image at the top versus the image at the bottom, you're probably going to get a more YouTube feel out of this one and a more professional feel out of this one. And there's lots of reasons why. When it comes to framing up a subject versus not understanding how to frame up that subject and keeping the video stable while doing it, you get a professional look and feel versus not. Third, we are going to look at building the business. Building a business in this industry takes both general business knowledge, but also some unique practices within our niche and how to utilize them to get yourself out there very quickly. Work ethic and networking becomes top priority because it's such a small industry. I cannot stress this enough. Understanding how the business works and how you handle yourself and your business is important from the day you make your very first connection in this industry. Anybody can get their content out there on social media, but if you want your work to be noticed by the best in the industry, then you need to get it in front of the people that are making those decisions. And how do you do that? Generating new business leads comes from networking, and networking on the inside, so to speak, and we can help you get there very, very quickly. Presenting yourself from the outside, looking in, as well as from the inside, building your own appearance with a style. This is going to help you stand out from the rest. Understanding the actual value of your work that you're performing in this industry and how it can vary from job to job, and ways to determine those different values becomes very important. Pricing out jobs in both field production and post-production. Closing deals, and more importantly, creating long-term relationships that are going to lead you to more jobs, which again lead to building a business. And lastly, but certainly not least, keeping a clean name, brand, and image in this industry. Very, very important and a huge part of building your business in the outdoor industry. Summary and next steps. To get started with a career in outdoor production, you need to understand the gear that you're using, when to use it, how to get that professional look and sound out of your content, and you need to build your business around the content that you're creating so that it gets noticed by the right people that are going to pay you for your work. You can certainly go out and try to do this all on your own. There's lots of ways to learn and create a business in this industry, or you can choose to work with us. We will drastically decrease the learning curve through the entire program and process that we've created, so that you can become a professional producer and turn this thing into an income stream and a business in less than 6 months. We are having our annual, it is only once a year, training coming up very, very soon, June 1st through 4th this year, 2023, in Cambridge, Ohio. And we host these courses at a place called Deer Assoc Park, and it's an outdoor education facility in Cambridge. And this training consists of both 50%, I'm going to say 50-50 classroom and hands-on learning opportunities. Loads of gear gets shipped out to this facility for this event. So you're going to get your hands on tons and tons and tons of professional gear that you're going to be able to use throughout this course. Food, lodging, one-on-one help, gear discounts, thousands of dollars in gear giveaways and door prizes, networking opportunities with photographers, professional videographers, gear sales reps, etc., other TV hosts and professionals, TV show producers, students just like yourself. The networking opportunities at this school is incredible. We always enjoy ourselves during class, but then of course afterwards, our after hours activities, we sit around campfires and get to know each other better. We play cornhole, we shoot our bows. There's an archery course there. You can shoot your bow. We have just good conversations with great people. We've called these courses education vacations over the years. I once recently heard a student call them adult summer camps. So as far as the learning and the fun, you're not going to find a better opportunity. We only run these courses once a year. So you don't want to miss out on this opportunity. And again, it's coming up very, very soon, June 1st through 4th. If you want to learn more, then you can book a call with me at my Calendly link, and I will drop a link into this email as well. But if you want to learn more, you can, if you have just brief questions, if you want to learn more, let's certainly hop on a call and talk this through. Shoot me an email. I do have some facts below here. That questions that I always get asked almost every time we put this out there each and every year. I'll run through them really quickly with you. Do I need expensive gear to get started? The answer is, in fact, you don't need any gear to get started and come to our course. Like I mentioned, there's lots and lots and lots of gear there. In fact, a lot of times it helps for people to come out, take the course, get their hands on all the gear, and find out exactly what gear is going to be right for them before they leave the class. Do I need any previous experience? Absolutely not. Most of the students in our course have no experience, and the rest will have little to no experience. So you do not need, don't feel like you come to this course, you better, have a leg up and have done some filming in the past. You don't need it at all to take this course. What if I'm already proficient with a camera? Is this still the course for me? I get that all the time. We have had many students in this course that have had 5+ more years experience in filming. Some who even consider themselves professionals already. They've taken this course and they've walked away saying that it was worth every penny spent. So yes, this course is for you as well. Do I need to pay for this course all up front? The answer is no. We do have payment plans. We do ask for a $500 non-refundable deposit to get your spot locked in, but we can set up a payment plan that works for you between now and the actual course date. So we want to work with everybody on that. So I hope this letter answered a lot of your questions. I hope it inspired you to want to maybe chase your dreams and get out there and start earning an income doing something you're passionate about. We've helped hundreds and hundreds of people be able to get out there and do it, and I hope to get a chance to be able to help you too. Look forward to talking to you guys on the phone here shortly.